Welcome to another season in the garden. Haven't decided what I'm going to call this yet. Might be just growing stuff, because this is never just about pumpkins, although I really love growing pumpkins. This is what we're growing this year. Got aspen over here, right there, and those are cucumbers I bought, Sweet Success. We couldn't get the Sweet Slice this year, so I hope these are similar. And which one is this one? I'll have to take a look at that. Alright, this is Racer over here. And this must be Kakai, right in the middle. Not great germination for most of them this year. They went through a lot. They were actually planted about 3 weeks ago, something like that. And went through a lot trying to come up because a couple days after I planted them, temperatures went down in the 30s. And I had to put them in the basement. And some of them got leggy. It was just nasty, you know. So now they're finally off and growing. They've been outside anyway, so I'm going to plant them today. We're going to do what's called Three Sisters gardening this year. I'll show you our new tomato bed later. The tomatoes are out of the garden for the summer. They are in their own bed. And the only thing tomatoey in the garden will be these green peppers. Everything else will be corn and pumpkins and beans, whole beans. Got Big Bertha sweet pepper here, and over here we've got, well, I'll read it, Big Early Bell. And this kind of fainted on me, but it'll be okay. Let's see, fainted. And that's a mammoth Russian sunflower. Gotta have one of those every year. Over here is lettuce, and it's growing in containers so we can tell the lettuce from weeds, because my mom's always worried about that. And over here we got some watermelon radish. It's right along the fence line here. And here we got seed tape radish. So it's just plain old radish. And the reason I did that is that I have the worst time growing radishes. So I figured in seed tape they're already perfectly spaced and everything, so be less trouble. So we'll see what we end up with. Here we got a volunteer something or other. Doesn't quite look like a pumpkin, although it may be, because we tilled in a bunch of Halloween pumpkins here. So it might be a Halloween pumpkin. It may be cantaloupe. That would be welcome because I didn't buy any this year. We'll see what that is. Might even be a sweet sliced cucumber. And over here looks like another volunteer. So we'll let them grow and see what happens. You know, it could well be aspen, because we had aspen grow this way last year, I think. But we'll see. Here we go. Alright, this is the old potato bed here. This year it's got some potatoes, but it's also got carrots and red onions. So we'll see how those do. We never did well on the potatoes in this bed, so I decided to try other things in there. The potatoes themselves, most of them are growing in these bags that I bought on eBay. And I actually grew them properly this year. I kept putting soil on them as they came up. There are actually a lot of them in there. You just don't see them because I put soil on them. So we'll see how those do. And now I'll show you some of our other new things. Here is the tomato bed. These are all Beefmaster and, let's see here, heirloom beefsteak. And they got their own bed. This is a Greenland Gardener bed that you can put up in about 5 minutes. And I don't know if it's going to be permanent or not. We'll see how the tomatoes do. And we have a little bit of basil growing there, of course. So that's our garden so far this year. As you can see, a lot of work to be done, but should be done by the end of this weekend, except for the beans. Those will go in June. So that's all for this week. Hope to see you next week. Okay, this is a little update, just so I remember later in the season what I planted. Those are Kakai pumpkins. Those are nearest to the cucumbers. And then we have a row of corn. Then we have a row of aspens. Then we have another row of corn. Then we have a row of racer. Then we have another row of corn. Okay, and here are our cucumbers and everything else. See you next week.